The officials have to go back there. So James Vella puts whistle to lips. Here we go. It's the Bradford Bulls hosting Featherstone Rovers at their spiritual home, Odsal Stadium. It's third against first, and just look at the scenes in front of you, the anticipation, the excitement for this game. It's been bubbling for weeks. Can the Bradford Bulls deliver a huge statement of intent, knocking Featherstone Rovers from their perch? Bradford with first use of the ball. Battieri carries the Bulls up to their own 40-metre line, and this is a good start here from the Bradford Bulls. They now go straight out of dummy half with Flanagan. Flanagan's caught on the shoulder, below the chest, says referee James Vella. They're now 5 metres inside the Featherstone half of the field. Arundel to Gaskell, to Holmes, to Lilly, to Gill to Foggy Johnston. Johnston's away. Johnston, a lucky ankle tap there by Ellis Longstaff. Bradford 20 metres out now from that Featherstone Rovers try line. On the last, Lilly pumps one up looking for Gill. Ball comes down. It's taken by Craig Hall, and the former Hull FC, Hull Kingston Rovers player, is absolutely smothered and clattered by Lawrence, Wallace and Rogers in a three-man tackle. Featherstone now, their first use of the ball. They're using the big units in Joey Leilua, the former Sydney Newcastle West Tigers man. Plays the ball, 15 out in front of the Featherstone post. Wildy's in there at dummy half. He's got the nod over John Ford, who James Ford said pre-match he thinks that it's going to take a few more games for John Ford to get back to where he wants him to be. Featherstone are trapped, 30 out from their own line here, so they're going to kick from deep inside their own half of the field. Callum Aikins takes aim. Johnston takes it in the 20-metre line, and here goes the Wolf. The Wolf goes herring away, and the Wolf's brought down 20 shy of halfway, and Bradford back in possession here at Odsal Stadium. 2 minutes gone on the clock. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, Mick the Game Caller Gleddle. Where else would you be on a Sunday afternoon if you're not here at Odsal? You're listening or watching on the radio, on the TV. Here goes Battieri now, up to halfway, over halfway, the French international, and it's Ellis Longstaff who comes in and wraps him up and smothers him in a ball and all tackle. Holmes in there at dummy half. Here goes Huddersfield giant Loney. Fenton Rogers. Rogers is pushed back towards halfway. Look at that for Featherstone Rovers defence. It's hungry, it's effective, it's efficient. Bradford have lost a little bit of ground there. Flanagan now out of dummy half. To Lilly. Lilly to Lawrence. Lawrence is just going to roll the sleeves up and front up. He's brought down there by Wildy. 10 inside the Featherstone half of the field. Bradford on the last tackle. Lilly runs it on the last. Lilly passes back on the inside. It's knocked on there by Fenton Rogers. Nothing that Fenton Rogers could do about that. And there's a little bit of pushing and shoving there. Brad Day's getting involved with Fenton Rogers. He's just letting him know that Bradford have lost the ball on that power play run from Lilly, 30 metres out from the Featherstone line. So an early error here from the Bulls. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, Featherstone Rovers back in possession, and they're going to play the ball 20 shy of halfway, centre field position. Joey Leilua once again taking tackle number 1. Brought down, 10 out, Wildy now. Goes on that left-hand side here with Chris Hankinson. Hankinson wearing a little bit of bandaging around the forehead. Plays the ball, 5 inside the Bradford half of the field. It's now Wildy down the middle here to one of the big units. It's Dan Smith. Dan Smith gets a quick play the ball in. Featherstone now knocking on the Bulls' door, early doors here. They go on the short side here with Brad Day. That's the double pump and pass, and the 14 metres or so out here on tackle number 4 in front of the post. It's going to go to Ellis Longstaff. Lilly comes in, traps him, wraps him. Wallace comes in as the second man, and Featherstone Rovers 5 metres out from the Bradford line on the last tackle. Wildy into the in-goal area. Wildy's knocked the ball on. Ball's picked up here by Wallace. Bradford on the 0 tackle. They have survived that early scare here from Featherstone Rovers. So it's an early error apiece here at Odsal Stadium. Bradford now moving the ball deep from their own half of the field. We've had 4 minutes gone, and it's been a real high-octane, electric start to proceedings here. And when we spoke to James Ford and Lee Greenwood during the week, both coaches saying line speed, whoever controls the ruck, whoever controls the play the ball, that is the key to victory here at Odsal. James Vella, first penalty of the afternoon. Featherstone Rovers guilty of encroaching in the 10, and that will see the Bulls awarded the first penalty of the afternoon. The London Broncos moved up to fifth place in the Championship with that well-deserved victory over Whitehaven. They are featuring against Sheffield Eagles this afternoon. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest scores on the doors. Also a big game for Halifax away to Whitehaven. But Bradford now, they've got a fresh set of 6 after that penalty. And they're 20 metres out from that Featherstone Rovers line as Jason Battieri runs in and he's going to meet Dan Smith and Brad Day and Ellis Longstaff head on in front of the post here. Featherstone are offside again here. Referee's playing the advantage as Lilly takes the line on, and Jordan Lilly is brought down 5 metres out from that Featherstone Rovers try line. Flanagan now goes on the short-hand side to England. England's muscling his way forward. He's brought down 2 metres out from the line. Flanagan now to Rogers. Rogers tried to muscle his way. Featherstone trying to barrel him over the touchline. He'll put the handbrake on. 2 metres out. Last tackle. Bradford tried to pinch one out of dummy half. They're in the in-goal area. The ball, though, will not be grounded on the line. Brad England, it was a scoop and pick up, and it was effective. Featherstone Rovers defence, they had to shift across in that corner, and that was good defence there from Gareth Gale and Chris Hankinson and Mark Kerala, who was coming in. Bradford then turning over possession on the last tackle on top of the Featherstone Rovers try line. 6 minutes gone here at Odsall. No score. Bulls 0, Rovers 0. Featherstone now coming down the middle here with Gadwin Springer. Springer's going to be brought down 15 shy of halfway as he's just going to take tackle number 2 here for James Ford's side. Wilde out of dummy half. It goes with Lockwood down the middle. James Lockwood, quite a good captain stalwart for Featherstone Rovers. Gone through a lot of pain with Featherstone. He'll be hoping to reach the promised land with them should they be successful in reaching and winning the £1 million game. Featherstone up to halfway. They're on the last tackle. Wilde looks for Chisholm. Chisholm boots a ball. His first involvement this afternoon is to target young Jaden Myers. Myers takes it on the full. 5 in from the far stand touchline. 10 away from his own try line. And that's good kick chase pressure from Featherstone Rovers, who've turned the Bulls around, and now the Bulls will come from deep. Here goes Holmes. Tom Holmes wrapped up just outside the Bradford 20 metre line. Bradford given a 6 again because Gadwin Springer was just holding down in the tackle. So Bradford's tackle count resets, reloads as Fenton Rogers now carries it in. Missed there by Springer, wrapped up by Lockwood and Longstaff. And L&L doing a number on FJ there. Gets to his feet. Flanagan's in at dummy half. Battieri along the line to Gaskell. Gaskell cuts through. Couldn't get the ball away to England. Held in the tackle there. There's more messing around at the play of the ball. Lee Gaskell not happy with what's happened there with Dane Chisholm. He goes straight up and goes looking for Chisholm. Referee's playing on here. He's now urging Featherstone to go back the 10. Lawrence carts it in, 30 out, centre field. Battieri now to Rogers. Rogers is caught high. Well, the officials have missed that. This one's heating up here. Rogers carries Bradford 15 metres out. Kick's going to come from Lilly. Oh, Lilly's been caught high there. There was a swinging arm into Jordan Lilly. The officials have missed that. Lilly now goes looking for whoever swung the arm. And James Vella is close to losing control, and we've not had 10 minutes gone. Well, there was a swinging arm there straight into the face of Jordan Lilly. And now Featherstone Rovers have been awarded the penalty. The players come rushing together, and this is what happens. Sadly, this is what happens when you've got 2 hungry, full of appetite teams. You need a strong man in the middle. And the crowd incensed. The players incensed. I'm sure Brian Noble, Lee Greenwood will be getting the message on. Yes, the officials have missed the swinging arm. You've got to display and try and get that out of your system. So Featherstone awarded the penalty there. And that was just a little bit of poor discipline from Bradford. You can understand frustrations boiling over. You'll see it on the camera. We've just seen the replay. Jordan Lilly, it was a swinging arm to the face. The officials missed it. And now Featherstone Rovers, they're now 25 metres out here with Chisholm. Chisholm taking the line on, gives the ball on the angle here towards Brad Day. Day's wrapped up. His return to action in place of Aroma Howe. Quick play the ball. Lockwood now across the face of the paws to Aikins. Aikins drops the shoulder, takes the tackle, and he's going to be brought down 5 away from the Bradford try line. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, Bulls 0, Rovers 0. As Wildy goes straight out of dummy half. Lockwood trying to crash over. Lockwood can't get the ball down. Hungry, suffocating Bulls defence. Featherstone go back to the 10. Wildy back in there now at dummy half. Featherstone on the last tackle. Well, there's more shenanigans at the ruck here. Aikins to Springer. Springer's felled. Try-saving tackle from Fenton Rodgers and Tom Holmes that went straight for the legs of Springer. And Featherstone Rovers cannot penetrate this Bradford Bulls defence. 10 minutes gone on the clock here at Odsal. Bulls 0, Rovers 0. And that was good play there from Michael Lawrence. He's just told everybody to calm down, regain the composure. Let's not do anything that is self-inflictive. So Bradford playing the ball here with AJ Wallace. Hulkinson Rovers bound for 24. Lily's going to kick early in the count here from deep inside his own 20-metre line. It's going to turn around Craig Hall. Craig Hall from his own 20. Runs lateral, centre field. Now decides to give the ball to Gale. Gareth Gale, who's already crossed the opposition whitewash 24 times this year. He's brought down 5 shy of the halfway line. Featherstone Rovers tackle 1. So Featherstone's defence there, putting the squeeze on the Bulls, forcing Lily to kick early in the count. Here goes Chisholm. Chisholm gives the ball there to Gale. Gale wrapped up by Arundel Battieri, and also Rodgers, who's going through a lot of defensive work here in the sunshine at Odsal. Ball goes back down the middle here with Dan Smith. Dan Smith, the older brother of Leeds Rhinos, back row forward. Cameron Smith, who had a loan spell at the Bulls many years ago. Here goes Wildy to Chisholm. The 2 former Bradford players linking. Chisholm's wrapped up there by Rodgers. Fenton Rodgers has gone straight for Chisholm's legs, wrapped him up and smothered him. They're on the 4th tackle here, Featherstone, and Fenton Rodgers in the act of trying to wrap up Chisholm. He's caught the left knee of Chisholm there, and it looks like he might have to go out for a bit of a HIA. Referee Vella will stop the clock here. 12 minutes gone at Odsal, biggest crowd of the season enjoying this one. As we say, there will be a little bit said on that arm that connected with Jordan Lilly after he kicked the ball away. And someone's just having a word with James Vella about perhaps something that has happened. George Flanagan. Well, Fenton Rodgers is down, receiving medical treatment for that HIA. Bradford can't really afford to lose someone like Fenton Rodgers. So he'll go off, he'll have the 10-minute assessment, and Eben Skirt will come on here. It's going to be a free interchange for Lee Greenwood and Brian Noble. Yeah, Lee Gaskell's just having a word now with James Vella about him being caught across the chin. Well, fair play to James Vella. He might have missed it, or I don't think the players are trying to hoodwink him at any opportunity, but he's listening to Lee Gaskell and his concerns, and he's just said, yeah, he's going to keep an eye on it. So we go back to the play of the ball. Featherstone are 20 metres out. Fenton Rodgers goes down the tunnel. HIA. Free interchange here for the Bulls. We're just waiting for Fenton Rodgers to leave the field. He's been an absolute battering ram tackling machine in the opening exchanges. And we're just waiting for him to leave the field, which he does now. So we're on tackle number 4 with Chisholm playing the ball. Springer now goes knocking on the Bulls' door, and they're brought down underneath the post on the last tackle. 12 metres out. Wildy's in there at dummy half. He's looking for Chisholm. Ball goes to Lockwood instead. Featherstone looking to open the scoring. Ball's over the line. Featherstone do open the scoring here at Odsal. It's a power play try. They were looking for Chisholm. They've dummied it to Lockwood. Lockwood's taken the ball in, and he's managed to offload the ball 2 metres out from the Bradford line, and Featherstone Rovers are straight over the line with Brad Day. Brad Day, Featherstone's back row forward, who's come in for the injured Aroma Howe. He opens the scoring here in the 14th minute here at Odsal. Bradford 0, Featherstone 4. And Bradford might just be a little bit annoyed with the ease in which Lockwood took 3 Bulls defenders with him towards the line, and then he managed to offload the ball and they've scored 10 metres in from that far stand touchline. So that has silenced this large Odsal crowd. Chance here for Mark Kerala to attempt the conversion attempt. He's kicking at 41 from 57 attempts in 2023. He was 4 from 7 last week in Featherstone's 36-6 win over Keighley Cougars. So kick predictor turned on. It's saying 74%. Kerala. That one goes between the posts here at Odsal Stadium. And on West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, Bradford Bulls no score, Featherstone Rovers 6. We've had 15 minutes gone on the clock. So let us know where you're joining us from this afternoon in the comments. So here we go. Back underway. No side really dictating line speed in the opening exchanges here, it must be said. Game not really getting into any sort of rhythm yet, despite the physicality of the players putting the bodies on the line. Here goes Joey Leilua. Featherstone a 10 shy of halfway with Leilua playing the ball, the former Samoan international. Springer's going to carry Featherstone up to halfway now on tackle number 4. Wilder's in at dummy half. He gives the ball once again to Smith. Smith to Chisholm. Chisholm back down the middle with Day. And they're 30 metres out from the Bradford line on the restart on the 5th and last tackle. They're just to the left-hand side of the post. Ball's going to go back to Chisholm. Chisholm takes aim. He will target Gill and Johnston. Johnston jumps up. Ball's knocked on from Craig Hall. Joey Leilua is over the line for Featherstone. He's in at the corner. No try. It was a clear knock on there from Craig Hall, who somehow just punched the ball forward. And Joey Leilua just picked it up and touched it down. But referee James Vella in a good position to see that error there from Featherstone. Their 3rd error of the afternoon. And I don't think James Ford will be too disappointed in Featherstone turning over the ball 5 metres out from the Bradford Bulls try line. So Bradford Bulls 0, Featherstone Rovers 6 here at Odsal. As Barrieri now offloads the ball out of the tackle to Flanagan. Flanagan bounces off 1, bounces off 2. Aikins comes in and wraps him in. Lily's in there at dummy half. Crowd not happy with the officials' interpretation of the 10 metres. Here goes Eben Skur. He's brought down 5 out from halfway. Good defence there from Aikins and Wilde. Bradford inside the Featherstone half of the field here now with AJ Wallace, who gets some good metres made after contact. Good run there from AJ Wallace. They're on the last tackle. Gaskell's going to kick high. He'll target Gareth Gale. 5 metres out. Gale takes it. Wrapped up by Arundel and England. Featherstone Rovers back in possession. 10 metres out from their own try line as Billy Jowett just starts to warm up on the touchline here at Odsal Stadium. So if you're just joining us, West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, Bradford 0, Featherstone 6. Featherstone scoring after a couple of minutes delay in stoppage with Fenton Rogers leaving the field with a HIA. Good real intensity to this one here as Lockwood now carries Featherstone out of a bit of a hole up to their own 30-metre line. Centre field position. Wilde's going to kick. Looks for a 40-20. Tom Holmes has to come across. He will save the 40-20. He stays in the field of play. He leapt up like a little bit of a salmon there, did Holmes. Made sure his feet were in the field of play. And he's just been held in the tackle there. Once again, the fans getting a little bit upset with James Vella's interpretation of the 10 metres. Fogging Johnson's brought down 15 shy halfway, tackle 2. Here goes Myers. Jaden Myers up to Bradford's 40-metre line, tackle 3. Bulls 0, Rovers 6. Flanagan now to Barrieri, and Barrieri's going to make 15 metres, 5 inside the Featherstone half of the field, tackle number 4. Flanagan's in there at dummy half, goes back in centre field now with Lawrence. Lawrence along the line to Lilly. Good shape. Lilly, Holmes. Holmes kicks early. Fogging Johnston. Bit of a foot race between him there and Mark Kerala. Kerala gets there ahead of Fogging Johnston, but Fogging Johnston, good defence there, wraps Kerala up inside the 20, and Featherstone now on tackle 2 after a big run from Joey Leilua. They are 30 out from their own line with Leilua playing the ball. In there at dummy half is Aikins. Aikins gives it to Gale, and there's a big collision there between AJ Wallace and Gareth Gale. He's wrapped up 10 shy of halfway on tackle number 3, and we're just seeing the Bulls starting to tire a little. Featherstone increasing that ruck speed, that line speed. Here goes Wilde to Aikins. Aikins to Smith to Lockwood. Lockwood's wrapped up by Gaskell. They're 30 out from the Bradford line on the last. They go short side with Chisholm. Chisholm knows this field very, very well. Targets Holmes. Holmes shifts across, gives the ball to Myers, and now Myers is away. And Myers is going to meet the big unit of Junior Moores, the former Penrith, West Tigers, and Castleford Tigers forward, who's just come on the field in an interchange for James Ford's side. Real high energy octane stuff here. The intensity, it's up there with everything we've seen this season. Bradford 0, Featherstone 6. Bradley's trying the 14th minute, the difference, and Bradford are up to halfway with Wallace. Now with Lilly. Ball towards Skur. Oh, if Skur had just gone towards the right there was a huge gap that he could have gone through. Flanagan goes targeting the Featherstone players. No one's back the 10. Referee's playing the advantage. Bradford knocking on the door, the 20 metres out. Last tackle. Gaskell targets Gale again. Here goes Arundel. Gale takes it. Arundel wraps up Gale 10 away from his own try line. So Bradford 0, Featherstone 6. Featherstone back in possession here. 18 minutes gone on the clock. You cannot take your ears or eyes away from this one because it's blink and you'll miss it stuff. Here goes Wilde now. He'll give it to Kerala. Mark Kerala, of course, a former Toulouse man. He's brought down 25 out from his own try line. Tackle 2. Now it's going to go down the middle here with Craig Hall. Craig Hall, of course, a lot of experience from him back in the side after that injury to Luke Briscoe last week. Here goes Chisholm now towards Day. Ball goes off the hands of a Featherstone player. Officials have missed it. The officials have missed the knock on there from Featherstone. That was knocked on by Brad Day. They're on the last tackle here. You can only assume James Vella was shielded by some players in his eye line. Thankfully, that decision from a Bradford point of view hasn't cost them because Chisholm's kick on the full is taken by Tom Holmes 10 metres out from his own try line. Well, perhaps we were lucky here on the gantry to get a view at that, but Brad Day knocked that ball, it palmed it forward. The referee must have assumed it had bounced backwards and then bounced forward. But as we say, thankfully no change. That decision hasn't affected the game. Here come Bradford now with Jowett on the field for Flanagan. Lilly now to Wallace. Wallace meets Leilua head on. Aikins comes in along with Longstaff. It's a blooded battle royal here at Odsall as Barry Airy now carries Bradford up and inside the Featherstone half of the field. Jowett's in there at dummy half again. They're on the last tackle, the Bulls. They're on halfway. Lilly now to Gaskell. Gaskell put under pressure by Longstaff. Targets Gale again. You can see what the Bulls are trying to do. They're just targeting Hall and Gale, and they've spent the first 10 minutes on Hall, the next 10 minutes on Gale. 24 tries this season, Gareth Gale. They're trying to take him out of the picture, out of the equation. And Featherstone Rovers back in possession here. We've just had 20 minutes gone. First quarter gone. Where's the first 20 minutes gone? West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. Another Sunday afternoon championship classic here as Craig Hall tries to go through a gap. He can't get past England and Arundel, and he's brought down on halfway. But James Vella says it's a penalty to Featherstone, and he's going to say that Joe Arundel has stolen the ball. It's been reefed on the floor, and that's Featherstone's third penalty of the afternoon. So 3 penalties to 1 in favours of the Featherstone Rovers. Bradford probably didn't need to do that on tackle number 4. Chris Hankinson, the former Lee Wigan centre. He'll tap the ball, and Featherstone on tackle 1. Playing the ball with Junior Moores. Now across the face of the post here with John Davis, who's just come on the field. So both coaches making a couple of interchanges, and Connor Jones is about to come on the field as well. Here goes Junior Moores to Chisholm. Ball goes through to Brad Day. Brad England has gone straight there for Brad Day, and Brad Day, with the line open, has dropped the ball cold. Error number 4 of the afternoon for Featherstone. Bradford, that penalty, the third they've conceded of the afternoon, not having an effect on the scoreboard. It's Bradford 0, Featherstone 6 here at Odsel. 23 minutes gone. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest scores. As we said, there's some big games this afternoon. Whitehaven hosting Halifax. We've also got the big one, Widnes against Batley. And it's also Sheffield against London. And also Keighley taking on Barrow. Latest scores in the Championship. Keighley 0, Barrow 8. Sheffield London delayed kick-off time at Olympic Legacy Park. It's Whitehaven 0, Halifax 0. Widnes leading Batley 6 points to 0. And York and Swinton 6 points apiece at the LNER Stadium. Here in Odsel, Bradford 0, Featherstone 6. As Lily now gives the ball to Wallace. They're on tackle number 2 from that tackle. From that error, 10 metres out from their own line. They're now up to halfway on tackle 3. Jowett, Lily, Lawrence. So 6 points apiece at the LNER. 0-0 at the recreation ground. What an exciting afternoon of Championship Rugby League we have as Barriere now finds Gaskell. Gaskell kicks early, looking to find Myers. Myers, will he get the bounce of the ball? Myers will! Jaden Myers! It's his 4th try of the season! And I don't think Jaden Myers will score a more important try all season long. Lee Gaskell looked up. Gareth Gale out of position. It was criminal defence from Featherstone. There was no one at home. Kerala, he had to jettison across the length of Odsel Field. It's not as wide as it used to be, but he couldn't get there. Myers got the lucky bounce of the ball, and in the blink of an eye, Gaskell, using all that game management and experience, it was just that little millisecond look. He looked up. He realised Gareth Gale was committed in the tackle in centre field. There was no one at home. And Bradford have punished Featherstone Rovers. A crucial try. 24 minutes gone here at Odsel. It's Bradford 4, Featherstone 6. And that will be one of the tries of the season. And take about Jaden Myers on the back of extending his stay at Odsel. 4th try of the season for Myers. The kick predictor's turned on. It's right in that far stand corner in front of the main stand at Odsel. Jordan Lilly, can he add a crucial extra 2 points? It's going to cross the face of the post and wide. Lilly was 5 from 8 last week. He's kicking at 75% for the season. But something out of nothing there from the Bradford Bulls. The creative nous there of Lee Gaskell. He'd literally just got the ball from Jowett. He looked up, Gale's in around the rock. There's no one on the wing. It was pinpoint accuracy on the kick. The bounce of the ball. Myers got there 5 metres ahead of Kerala, and he's touchdown in at the corner. A wonderful, wonderful rugby league try. So West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, back underway here at Odsel. This one is going to go the distance. You can just feel it. Bradford 4, Featherstone 6. Jowett now to England. And England's brought down there by Chisholm and Hankinson. The 25 out from the road try line here. Tackle 3. Myers wrapped up. Featherstone have made 4 changes in this first half. Energy sapping conditions. Here goes Holmes. Holmes is going to be brought down by Aikins. The 5 shy of halfway on tackle number 4. And Callum Aikins has just flopped on Tom Holmes. And James Vella says that's a 6 again to the Bradford Bulls. So they're on the 0 tackle now with AJ Wallace 40 metres out from the Featherstone line. I mentioned there about the fitness levels. Clearly, at this stage in the game, Featherstone struggling a little bit in the heat. They have some big units, some big players. Here goes Holmes out of dummy half to Lilly. Lilly now to Gaskell. Gaskell back on the angle to Skur. Skur's 12 metres out now. Bradford could go back to back. This could be a huge set of 6 here for the Bulls. As Barriere along the line to Lawrence. Lawrence is looking for support. There's no one there. He's brought down by John Davis. 5 out in front of the Featherstone post. They're going short side here with Lilly. Lilly drops the shoulder. Can't get past Connor Jones and Ellis Longstaff. And Bradford now are on the last tackle. Kieran Gill gets the ball to Foggy Johnston. Ball's gone behind everybody. Picked up by Featherstone. Chance gone begging there on the power play. It remains Bradford 4, Featherstone 6. 26 minutes gone here at Odsall. 14 to go to half time. Fenton Rodgers not yet back out there on the field. We'll try and give you an injury update on him. Bradford currently operating with a free man interchange. So there's still Apo and Doro. And Featherstone are about to make another interchange here. So Dan Smith's leaving the field. Well, it's energy-sapping conditions. Bradford are certainly muscling up. And Michael Lawrence and Brad England have just forced an error there on Gareth Gale. And Gale's seen the ball spew out. It's picked up on the free play here from Skur. Skur takes tackle 1. Now it's Wallace on tackle 2. And Bradford 20 out now from the Featherstone line. That's a 6th error here from Featherstone. Ball goes wide towards England. England rolled over, 5 away from the far stand touchline. Odsall absolutely resplendent in the sun here this afternoon. The first Sunday in September. 24 degrees here, considerably warmer at pitch side as Lawrence carries Bradford 10 out, tackle 3. Ball goes from Jowett, misses Skur, finds Gaskell. Gaskell just takes the line on himself and Gaskell's brought down 5 metres out, tackle 4. Jowett once again in there at dummy half, 1 remaining for the Bulls. It's going to go to Barriere, to Lilly. Lilly into the in-goal area, Featherstone, safety first from Gareth Gale because there was Jaden Myers, Joe Arundel, Brad England breathing down his neck. Clever play from Lilly on tackle 4. Bradford forced the repeat set of 6 and now Featherstone, because they've done a lot of work in defence, they've thrown the ball over the dead ball line and the referee will stop the clock because Featherstone, suffering with exhaustion and fatigue, they just want to delay the game. Although Bradford, somehow Kieran Gill has kept that ball in the field of play as Featherstone. No sooner had the referee stopped the clock, they put boot to ball. Perhaps that was a little bit of a ploy to try and catch the Bulls off cold. But Foggy Johnston behind Kieran Gill there. Lovely athleticism from Kieran Gill. Here come Bradford now. 20 metres out from that Featherstone line. Can they get some more points here? 12 to go to half time. Lee Gaskell wrapped up there by Day. Gets the ball out towards Holmes. Holmes behind him and wide towards Myers. Myers wrapped up by Gale and Hankinson. And Bradford are 15 metres out, 5 in from the far stand side. Holmes is in there at dummy half. Gaskell's going to kick early again. Looking for Lilly. Lilly takes the gift. Gives the ball to Gaskell. But Jordan Lilly is adjudged offside inside the 10. Gaskell thought he was going over for Bradford's second try. Listen to the noise here. It's Bradford who are creating all the problems for Featherstone Rovers. And the war cry goes up at Bradford's spiritual Odsall home. 11 to go to half time. Bradford down on the penalty count, 4 penalties to 1. But they do lead set restarts, 3-0. Just seen a replay. Oh, Jordan Lilly, very, very tight. We'll go with the officials. Good call. Just ever so slightly inside the 10. James Vella's stopping the clock here. Featherstone have found touch. And they're going to have a play the ball. 30 out now from the Bradford line. Jones to Davis, to Chisholm, to Day. Day wrapped up by Gaskell and England. So Featherstone now 20 metres out. It's a 2-point game here at Odsall. Bradford 4, Featherstone 6. We could be going the distance. Skur goes straight in for Davis. Davis doesn't know where he is. Somehow gets the ball to Kerala. There's a kick through here from Longstaff. And Longstaff's just kicked the ball into touch. Well, it's all going to pot here for Featherstone Rovers. They've got a lot of experience out there on the field. I'm not sure why Ellis Longstaff is kicking like that early in the count. James Ford will be absolutely frustrated because where is the leadership? Where's the game management? You've got Callum Aikins out there, Mark Kerala and Dane Chisholm. Dane Chisholm, incidentally, is down receiving medical treatment. So the clock will be stopped here. And we're now going to see Michael Lawrence leave the field for Kevin Apo. So referee's actually going to stop the clock here. He'll allow the water carriers to come on the field. It is energy sapping conditions here at Odsall. If you're just joining us, 10 minutes to go to half time. Brad Day and Jaden Myers, the 2 try scorers. Brad Day crashing over in the 14th minute. It was a power play try after the game had been stopped for around 2 minutes with Fenton Rodgers receiving medical treatment for a HIA. So a lengthy delay. They play the ball. Featherstone on the last. Everybody expected the kick. Lockwood took it right in 2 metres out from the line, and it was a lovely offload out towards Day. Day crashed over in at the corner. Kerala converted, and then something out of nothing after both sides have exchanged punches and literally gone toe-to-toe with each other for a good 20-minute spell. Gaskell looks up, Gale's in around the ruck, kicks towards the corner. Myers cleared onside, bounce to the ball kind, and that is where we are here with Kevin Appo now. His first carry of the afternoon, carrying Bradford outside their own 20-metre line. Here goes Arundel. Arundel's just going to front up. Chisholm's okay. He's allowed to continue. Chisholm's involved in that tackle along with Connor Jones. The two Australians there involved, bringing down Joe Arundel, who has signed a one-year extension. Here goes Apple up to halfway. That is going to be tackle number 4 for Bradford. Run remaining. Quick play the ball from the Prince. It's going to go down the middle here with Holmes. Holmes to England. England's overplayed it there, just lost it. Jowett has fly kicked the ball. And James Vella is actually going to say, do you want a scrum or do you want a 20-metre restart? No, they're going to go for the scrum here. No, well, to be fair to James Vella, Jowett has kicked the ball dead. He's saying, do you want a 20-metre restart and the extra tackle, or do you want a scrum? I think Featherstone are going to take the 20-metre restart. Oh, well, Chris Hankinson saying he wants the scrum 20 shy of halfway, but James Vella's taking Featherstone back 20 metres towards their own 20-metre line. So it will be a 0 tackle, and it's going to be Joey Leilua. Let's see if they can actually make it to the scrum by tackle 1. So they're still 20 shy of halfway. They're now 5 shy of halfway on tackle 1. Yeah, they've just about made it up there, but a bit of a strange one. Featherstone have lost the ball again. Mark Corral has just lost the ball under the nose of Billy Jowett and Eben Skur inside his own half of the field. So, James Ford will be spitting feathers that Featherstone have now come up with 7 errors in this first half. Bradford 4, Featherstone 6. Bradford 30 metres out here on tackle 2. Kieran Gills held in the tackle. It's a 4th set restart for the Bulls, and now they're on the 0 tackle with Appo. So 0 tackle, 28 metres away. Can Bradford get another try before half-time? There's 7 minutes to go as Jordan Lilly will carry the Bulls into the Featherstone 20-metre line. He's wrapped up there by Callum Aikins and Craig Hall, and I think that is tackle number 1. Gills in there at dummy half to Holmes. Holmes to Skur. Skur runs it in, offloads the ball behind him. Dorrow picks it up cleanly. No, he doesn't. Dorrow's just come on the field. Don't think Eben Skur needed to do that. And perhaps this is just the pressure cooker of the situation, as Bradford now have come up with their 3rd error of the afternoon. Error count 7-3 against Featherstone. And Lee Greenwood and Brian Noble, they're probably going to realise they're not going to have too many clear-cut chances, too many opportunities, invitations on this Featherstone try line. But yeah, Eben Skur, he should have just taken the tackle. Maybe there was a call behind him from Dorrow, but either way, he's rolled around, he's looked behind him, and the ball has been thrown behind, and Dorrow on the floor couldn't pick the ball up. Crucially, it's still Bradford 4, Featherstone 6. Can Featherstone get a killer score before half-time? They're going to do it from deep, though, because that error was 20 metres out. Here goes Brad Day, up to the Featherstone 40-metre line. Apple and Dorrow, the two Bulls defenders. Flat pass out of dummy half here to Junior Moores, the former Castleford man. Makes 5, 10 metres. 2 metres inside the Bradford half of the field. 2 tackles remaining here for Featherstone Rovers. They've only suffered defeat twice this year. That was at home against Toulouse and away to Halifax. And here come Featherstone now. They're 10 metres down the middle after that run from Matthew Koza. And it's going to open up here. But Bradford are offside. Well, that's a tactical penalty that's been given away there by the Bulls. Because Connor Jones was head down, looking to draw that line and go past the Bulls' defence. James Ford says, no, we will not take 2. So 5 penalties are won now against the Bulls. Set restarts is 4-0 in Bradford's favour. They're going to run the ball in with 4 minutes to go to half-time. A crucial set of 6 for the Bulls to defend here. Bradford 4, Featherstone 6. Ball goes down the middle here with John Davies, rolled over. England, Jowett, the 2 Bulls defenders, quick play the ball. It's going to go with Chisholm. Now to Aikens. Ball's been knocked on by Kieran Gill. First knock on by Featherstone, I do think. Vella's got a big call here. Scrum head and feet to Bradford. He's going to say Mark Carrala's knocked it on first. It's a double knock on, and that is an 8th error from Featherstone Rovers in this first half. Well, James Ford must be absolutely frustrated with this Featherstone Rovers first half performance. Scrum, head and feet to Bradford, 10 shy of their own try line. And I think this is one of those sets of 6 where Bradford just want to roll the sleeves up, complete, and then head towards half-time, of which there's 3 minutes left on the clock here at Odsall. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV will let you know the half-time scores as they come in. But Bradford now coming down the middle here with Kevin Appo, the 24-year-old Papua New Guinea international. He's brought down there by Longstaff and Jones. Quick play the ball. Jowett, straight out of dummy half. Wrapped up in a 3-man tackle. Connor Jones once again going through a lot of defence. So too Matthew Koza. Holmes to Doro. Aribi Doro played his part in Halifax's defeat of Featherstone in the Challenge Cup earlier in the season. They're on the last tackle on halfway, the Bulls. Gaskell, a high hanging kick. It's going to come down with a bit of spiral. It's taken there by Lilly. Lilly to Appo, but the referee says penalty because Appo is literally 2 yards in front of the kick. So 6th penalty of the game. 6 won the penalty count now in favour of Featherstone. I guess if you add the 6 against and the penalty count together, it's 6-5 in favour of Featherstone. And Dane Chisholm, ball in hand, is just going to kick this ball into touch. So Featherstone, with seconds left here at Odsall in this first half, they will look for a crucial second score. There's seconds left on the clock. Longstaff will tap the ball to Aikens. Aikens to Koza. The French international wrapped up. The former Catalans man is 10 metres out. Jones now goes to Chisholm. Chisholm bullet pass to Hankinson. Hankinson's wrapped up. There's 20 seconds left. 20 seconds left in the first half. Can the Bulls hold on? Chisholm thought about a crossfield kick. Gives it to Jones instead. Jones to Carrala to Hankinson. Kick goes in from Gale. Featherstone are going to claim a try. But they've put the ball over the line. And they've knocked it on. And the referee says, we've not heard the hooter. He's going to say, Chris Hankinson's knocked the ball on. There's boos and jeers from the Featherstone supporters. Well, it was a last tackle play. We said there was 20 seconds left. The kick coming from Gareth Gale right on the...
Milo and Rosie.
Pulse 1 Breakfast with Milo and Rosie.
Danny Milo.
What a great show. That's our opinion, not yours.
Rosie Madison.
Good morning.
Wake the fun up across West Yorkshire.
He's Milo, I'm Rosie.
Plenty of room for everybody in this show. We'll get you a chair down from the loft.
Available on FM, DAB, app, or ask your smart speaker to play Pulse 1.
He could have stayed at Huddersfield to the end of this year, but he's hungry to play as much as possible. And his 2-year deal at Bradford. We'll see what happens. Well, I'm sorry for this disruption, but there is disgraceful scenes taking place below our commentary position. There's Featherstone Rovers supporters and Bradford supporters all fighting. Well, the stewards are coming up, trying to sort this out. Well, we don't want to give the idiots any advertisement than they deserve. But the game has kicked off, and Featherstone are 5 shy of the halfway line. I'm not sure why Featherstone supporters have come round here. It's still going on below our gantry position here, but Featherstone are looking to put Tom Holmes under pressure. Holmes is going to take the ball 5 away from his own line, and Bradford are back in possession. Well, the RFL are going to certainly look to deal with this, because I have just seen 4 grown Featherstone Rovers men targeting young Bradford Bulls supporters. It's still going on here. Bradford are back in possession after dealing with that Dane Chisholm kick. Well, that's got the crowd animated here in Odsall. I've never seen anything like it. Gaskell's going to kick early in the count here. Bounce of the ball's kind for Gaskell. Ball goes over towards Craig Hall. I do apologise for not really saying what's happened in the opening 2 minutes of the game, but very difficult when literally underneath the commentary position, the supporters in the droves, and it's still going off round the back of this commentary box. The police are now here, so hopefully on West Yorkshire Radio Bulls TV we can focus on the on-field action, but Featherstone are up and over halfway here with Gareth Gale. Gareth Gale breaks clear. He's got the support. Will he need the support? It's a good try-saving tackle from Lee Gaskell. Here goes Kerala. Junior Morse now along the line to Chisholm. Hankinson twisting, turning, wrapped up 2 metres out. Jones is in there at dummy half. Junior Morse trying to bash his way past Jowett and Gaskell. Jowett's dragged him back in the field of play, and Featherstone a metre out on the last tackle, and now he's lost the ball on the line, and Junior Moores has just thrown the ball away in disgust. It's a 9th error from Featherstone Rovers. Well, more is going to be said about that altercation on the terraces. There's a young lady here with a pram, and she's leaving the game because of what's happened, the violence on the terraces here. And the Bull supporters, they're not happy. Apologies for any profanities, but the RFL, they have to try and do something about this, because rugby league, perceived as a family game, you've got Featherstone Rovers supporters starting on Bradford fans. Anyway, 10 metres out from their own try line, the Bulls. Hopefully the stewards and the police deal with those who are culpable for the violence here at Odsall this afternoon. Bradford 20 out from their own try line. Here goes Kevin Appo down the middle. 25 shy of halfway, the Papua New Guinean international. Jowett to Skur. Skur trundles the ball forward. 5 shy of halfway. Good metres there by Skur. Jowett over on that left-hand side to Lily. Lily kicks early into space. Kerala shifts across. Kerala takes it 5 out from the touchline. 15 away. Wrapped up there by Lily. Look at that from Foggy Johnson and Lily. Kerala's dumped back inside his own 10. Bradford 4, Featherstone 6. Here goes Gareth Gale now out of dummy half. Just giving Featherstone a little bit of ball and movement. Back down the middle channel, they're going to go here with Brad Day, but Jowett and Appo, they're the 2 players who make sure he's crunched and munched. Connor Jones to Junior Moores. Moores on his mid-5 metres there, and Featherstone are on tackle number 4 here. As we see a lovely line break here from Langstaff. Langstaff is lassoed over the top, allows play to continue, gets the ball to Joey Leilua. Leilua's brought down on the last tackle, 25 away from the Bradford line. Hopefully things calm down in the stands. Featherstone running it on the last with Hankinson. Hankinson to Myers. Myers deals with a kick behind, and that's great positioning and defensive positioning there from Myers, who will give Bradford back the ball. So we've had 5 minutes gone at this second half. Half-time scores, Keighley 10, Barrow 20, Whitehaven 0, Halifax 6, Widnes 6, Batley 4, 0-0 between Sheffield and London. In the Super League, it's Wakefield 6, St Helens 26, and an early full-time score when they played the final 32 minutes. Lee 34, Huddersfield 16. Early kick from Gaskell again, turns around Kerala from his own 20. Wrapped up there by Doro and Arundel, tackle 1, 30 out from his own line. Well, Featherstone have 1, 2, 3, 4. They've got 8 players ahead of the play of the ball, and there's a lot of hands on hips here from Featherstone. So perhaps Bradford's game plan might just be to stay in the arm wrestle and tire Featherstone out as they go down the middle here with John Davis. Davis has come up with another error. That's now 11 errors from Featherstone Rovers, their third of this second half. After the knock-on from Leilua and Junior Moores, they've now come up with another error. So, scrum head and feet to Bradford. 10 shy of halfway inside the Bradford half of the field. Well, it must be said, Featherstone Rovers are here for the taking here this afternoon. And once again, apologies for anybody who's listening at home. I don't really want to be describing altercations on the terracing, but it's very difficult when it's directly below the commentary box and everybody's looking and shouting, and it's very frustrating. Hopefully the RFL and both clubs throw the full book at the guilty culprits who've just been involved in those disgraceful scenes. Bradford from the scrum now, the 10 metres shy of halfway. Ball's come loose in the tackle. Bradford have come up with a rare error here. Kieran Gill on tackle 1. And now Bradford will have to reset, reload and get their defensive line in shape. So it's still Bradford 4, Featherstone 6 here at Odsall. Bradford's 4th error of the game, and a crucial one from Kieran Gill, because that's going to give Featherstone Rovers an opportunity here. 30 metres out from the Bradford line. A deadly hush here at Odsall. Caleb Aitkins will put the ball in. It's taken out by Jones. It goes towards Chisholm. Chisholm now towards Gale. Gale's away. Gale striding towards the corner. Gareth Gale touches down in at the corner. Past Tom Holmes and Aribi Doro. And Gareth Gale, try number 25 of the season. It was a lovely planned set-piece move from the base of the scrum. It went from Aitkins to Jones. Ball went wide. And Gale, he's running in on that angled run from 30 metres out. It's Bradford Bulls 4, Featherstone Rovers 10 here at Odsall Stadium. And just like the Bulls scored out of the blue in the first half, Featherstone have done exactly the same. Bradford Bulls 4, Featherstone Rovers 10. Crucial kick coming from the touchline here from Mark Kerala. Nothing really what the Bulls could do about that, because despite people's perceptions of Odsall, the space was created by bringing the scrum just to the left of centre field, and that's the angled run where Bradford was stacked up on the right. Kick predictor here for Matt Kerala. 62% as Michael Lawrence comes back on the field for the Bulls. So Featherstone 10, Bradford 4. Can Matt Kerala add a crucial 2 points? Could be crucial come the 80th minute. Kerala, it's curling, but it won't curl enough. 6-point game here at Odsall. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, Bradford 4, Featherstone 10. No real side in any real hurry to get proceedings back underway here. Both sides taking on the fluids. So we've had 10 minutes gone of this second half. Eben Sker leaves the field for Michael Lawrence. And we're back underway here on West Yorkshire Radio via the boot of Jordan Lilly. Ball goes back down the middle here with Joey Leilua. So, 6-point game here at Odsall. That try hasn't really changed much in terms of Bradford needing to definitely be the team to score next, but we did feel whoever gets control of this game will perhaps go on and get into a bit of a commanding position. At the minute, Bradford have certainly shown for 50 minutes they can compete. And I'm sure Lee Greenwood and Brian Noble will be hoping that that continues. They're up to halfway on the restart here with John Davis. Now it goes to Junior Moores, to Chisholm. Chisholm wrapped up there by England and Gaskell. They're on the last tackle just inside the Bradford half of the field. Chisholm's lost the ball. It's another error. James Chisholm has coughed the ball up under a tackle from Lee Gaskell. It's a 12th error from Featherstone now. Well, the intensity out there on the field, it is very, very intense, very tense. Scrum head and feet to Bradford, just shy of halfway. well, if we had a constructive criticism in the first half, Featherstone are coming up with all these errors and all these gifts to Bradford. Bradford have not been able yet to capitalise. I know it's always a tough ask, unless it's 20 metres out, but there's a chance here for Bradford to have a full set of 6 inside the Featherstone half and have a good end of set kick. Gaskell will take the ball in. Jowett takes it out. It goes to Gill. Gill on that left-hand edge. 5 inside the Featherstone half. Tackle 1. 21 tries for the season, Kieran Gill. We've just seen Gareth Gale cross for try number 25 of the season. The Championship's leading try scorer as Aribi Doro takes it in. That's tackle number 2. He's 30 metres out now, is Aribi Doro, the former Halifax man. Here goes Apo. Knocking on the door. Tackle 3. 20 out. Jowett's in there at dummy half. Ball goes left towards Lilly. Lilly takes it in. 3 Featherstone defenders wrap Jordan Lilly up. Connor Jones in defence. Jowett now to Lawrence. Back to Doro. Tackle 4. Bradford. They are 5 metres to left-hand side of the post here. It's going to go to Jowett. Jowett's running the ball here, Jowett. And Billy Jowett. Well, the referee saying that was the last tackle. Jowett didn't see the call. I didn't see the call, to be fair. It must have been a very, very late arm raise from James Vella. But Bradford just losing the pot a little bit there. They've lost count of the tackles, and I thought Bradford still had 1 tackle remaining. Well, James Vella, at the last minute, decided to put his arm up as Billy Jowett tried to run the ball in from dummy half. Either way, it remains Bradford 4, Featherstone Rovers 10 here at Odsall. Certainly watch that set of 6 back, and yeah. Anyway, Bradford having to defend now as Featherstone are moving the ball up towards halfway. Bradford, you have to feel, have to score next as the game slowly reaches or heads towards that final 20 minutes, that final quarter. Connor Jones to Aikins. They're on the last on halfway. Holmes is targeted. Holmes takes it, wrapped up 20 out from his own try line. Bradford back in possession as Tom Holmes is just picked up and dumped on the floor. And here goes Foggy Johnston. So they're in possession, the Bulls, albeit 75 metres away from the Featherstone line. Foggy Johnston rolling around, wriggling like a worm in mud. Here goes Jaden Myers, sorry. Myers is brought down 10 shy halfway, tackle 3. In defence there was Koza and Moores. Here goes Lilly now to Holmes, to Gale. Foggy Johnston. Johnston's away. Johnston steps back inside. He's still going, Foggy Johnston. The Wolf is a man possessed. He's made 60 metres for the Bulls. Featherstone, they're not back the 10. Can Bradford stretch them? Lilly over the top to England. To Arundel. Arundel. 5 metres out now, Bradford. They're 5 metres out from that Featherstone line. Jowett to Gaskell. Gaskell crossfield kick. He's looking for Gill. Ball's in the goal area. Kieran Gill can't ground the ball. It's going to be Mark Kerala to the rescue. Goal line dropout forced. That crossfield kick from Lee Gaskell. It was a la Steve McNamara to Tavita of Icona, if you remember the famous game in '99 against the Rhinos. It was nearly a carbon copy. Oh, Kieran Gurley went close to grounding the ball in the goal area because Joey Leilua, he'd knocked the ball back into the in-goal area. But either way, Bradford, they get the goal line dropout. And now Featherstone have kicked the ball out on the full. So it's a penalty to Bradford underneath the Featherstone post. Let's see what happens here. They're going to tap the ball here with Michael Lawrence. Lawrence brought down 2 metres out from the Featherstone line. Jowett now to Gaskell. Gaskell drops the ball off to Doro. The Bulls, they've got a glorious opportunity here to get back in this game. Jowett, Lilly, Gaskell, Arundel, wrapped up by Chisholm and Hankinson, is a metre out from the Featherstone Rovers line. He's on top of the line. Jowett to England. England crashes over. And the Bulls are back in this one. It was Jowett's quick thinking. Featherstone's defence. It was all at sea. And Brad England from 5 metres out. He will crash over the line. and Bradford back in this game. Odsal is shaking. Odsal is shaking. The vibrations sending the Bulls supporters into raptures. Brad England, try number 3 of the season for Big Beefy. And Big Beefy Brad, he's gone straight past Chris Hankinson and Gareth Gale. So defensive frailties there for James Ford to worry about. And Jordan Lilly has one hell of a kick here from this main stand touchline. We're in the 58th minute here in Odsal. "22 minutes to go." What a game of rugby league this is turning out to be. Clever awareness from Jowett. Bradford could have gone towards the left, but they went the short side. And Brad England put through a lovely gap. And Jordan Lilly now, can he draw the Bulls level? He can't. It's just gone to the left-hand side of the post. It's just caught the wind. It was arching and arching and arching at the last minute. It just scraped the left hand upright. Goal kicking the difference here. Bradford Bulls 8, Featherstone Rovers 10. So 22 minutes to go here at Odsal. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV. Holmes drops it off to Doro. Doro, tackle 1, 20 out from his own try line. Bradford running the ball in here with Brad England. Tackle 2, 20 shy of halfway, Gaskell. Here goes Apo. Apo's roped down, centre field position. Quick play the ball there from Apo. Jowett goes left towards Lilly. Lilly now to Wallace. Wallace is going to meet Aitkins and Leilua head on. And he's come up with the error there as Wallace. And I'm not surprised AJ Wallace has struggled to keep possession there because he's come up against Callum Aitkins and the big man, Joey Leilua, the former Sydney Rooster and Newcastle Nightman. And he's come up with the error just shy of halfway. Bradford's 5th error of the afternoon. But crucially, after Gareth Gale scored right at the start of this second half from that scrum, Bradford have narrowed the gap to just 2 points. It is a thriller from the Betfred Championship. Bradford Bulls 8, Featherstone Rovers 10 here at Odsal. Crucial set of 6 here for Bradford to try and keep Featherstone out as Chisholm takes the ball from the base of the scrum. Chisholm's lost the ball. Oh dear, what on earth is happening? Dane Chisholm now is having a real set 2 with Chris Hankinson, and Featherstone are imploding here before our very eyes. And Chisholm not happy there with Chris Hankinson because Hankinson has overrun the ball. The ball's gone on the floor. Featherstone given the ball. Error number 13 of the afternoon. And I tell you what, James Ford's got a lot of work to do with this Featherstone side ahead of the playoffs. They might have been able to put the Cougars to the sword last week, but the Bulls are a totally different kettle of fish. Here goes Jowett out of the base of the scrum to Myers. Tackle 1. Chisholm comes in and wraps him up. Can't really blame Dane Chisholm for that error. At the end of the day, Hankinson's overrun the ball, but then Hankinson's then saying to Chisholm, well, tell me I'm getting the ball. You've just thrown it. It's gone on the floor. Anyway, England in possession for Bradford. Tackle 2. 40 out from the Featherstone line. Lawrence now linking with Lilly. Lilly links to Wallace. Wallace wrapped up there by Smith. And Langstaff in that 2-man tackle. Rolled over on his back. Tackle 3. 25 out. Inching closer towards the post. Lawrence now to Gaskell. Gaskell to England. England nearly through a hole again. He's wrapped up there by Gareth Gale. And Dane Chisholm, the 10 metres out now as Gaskell gives the ball to Apo. 8 metres out on tackle number 5. Last tackle play here from the Bulls. Jowett into the in-goal area. Kieran Gill can't get there. Goal line dropout force from Billy Jowett because Mark Kerala kicks the ball dead. Back-to-back sets for the Bulls. The war cry goes up here at Odsal. Largest crowd of the season. The Bulls can smell blood. So, Bradford And here come the Bulls. Brought down there, tackle number 1, it's going to be Apo. Lawrence now to Doro, and Doro's going to be brought down on tackle number 2. They're 25 metres out from the Featherstone line. Lilly puts Gill through a gap. Gill's wrapped up there by Aikins. Gill's still going. Kieran Gill's rolled over. 5 metres out on that left-hand side. More messing around at the play the ball. Quick play the ball needed. Bradford didn't get it. In the end, it's Lilly to Gaskell to Arundel. Arundel's in. He's got the ball down. Arundel's got it down. The officials confer. They're going to say held up. Joe Arundel denied a try. He's held up, says James Vella. We're going back to the 10. Well, Joe Arundel protesting that he's got the ball down. But James Vella, eagle-eyed, said he didn't ground the ball. We go back to the 10. Here comes Apo down the middle. Sharp shoots into those blue-shirted Featherstone defenders. Last tackle again for the Bulls. Jowett towards Lilly. Lilly taking the line on. Lilly's caught, too shy out. He dropped the shoulder. He went towards the line, did Jordan Lilly. And now the Bulls, they've gone excruciatingly close to taking the lead for the first time this afternoon. Featherstone defending like their lives depend upon it. We're past the hour mark here at Odsall. We look towards the clock. We've got 17 minutes to go. Featherstone moving the ball now down the middle here with Joey Leilua. Gadwin Springer's back out there on the field. Oh, Joey Leilua's lost the ball here. 25 out in front of his own post. It's a 14th error from Featherstone Rovers. I'm running out of room in the error count from the Rovers. But Bradford now another chance to get themselves back in front here for the first time. Ball goes left towards Lilly. Lilly now to Wallace. Wallace gives the ball to Gaskell. Gaskell looks for runners. Decides to take it in himself. Just to the right-hand side of the post here, the Bulls. Gaskell will play the ball. Jowett in at dummy half. Barriere to Lilly. Lilly wrapped up there by Connor Jones and Dan Smith. And Bradford with 2 tackles left here. The 10 metres out, centre field position, right in front of the Featherstone post. And referee James Vella is going to say knock on here from Jordan Lilly. He was appealing for a penalty, was Jordan Lilly. But James Vella says, no, you've knocked the ball on. And it will be a play the ball to Featherstone. So all that pressure has just evaporated there on that error. So back here at Odsall Stadium. Bradford defending back on their own 40-metre line as Featherstone inch towards halfway. It's going to be Kerala out of dummy half to Lockwood, who's just come back on the field. There's now 15 and a half minutes left here at Odsall. Next try wins it, you feel. Bradford have pushed Featherstone all the way in a real championship battle royal. They're on the last tackle, Featherstone. 30 out from the Bradford line. Chisholm drills it into touch. Game management there. It's come off of Jaden Myers. Jaden Myers knew nothing about that. Scrum head and feet to Bradford. Chisholm's protesting to the touch judge. I'm not quite sure what Dane Chisholm's moaning about there because he's drilled the ball towards touch and Myers was running back towards his own line. So nothing really that young Jaden Myers could do about that. Bradford will get head and feed at the scrum. 15 out from their own try line. 15 minutes left to go here at Odsall. So Flanagan comes back on the field here for Billy Jowett. And what have the final 14 minutes got in store here at Odsall? Bradford 8, Featherstone 10, 2 tries apiece. It has just come down to goal kicking. Flanagan out of dummy half. It goes to Barriere down the middle. Barriere is wrapped up. 30 out from his own line. 20 shy halfway. Bradford This is where the clock and scoreboard will come into play. And Gadwin Springer has just held down Barrieri in the tackle. And James Vella says that is a set restart to the Bradford Bulls. And that is 5-0 in favour of the Bulls here. They are trailing the penalty count 6-2, but Featherstone, they've not been able to deal with Bradford's speed around the ruck. They've just had to hold on, and now they've got a fresh set of 6, the Bulls. And here goes Lawrence. Lawrence wrapped up, 28 out away from the Featherstone try. Right of centre field, back down the middle. They're going to go with Gaskell as Gaskell runs it off there towards Dorrough. Dorrough trundles it in. They're 20 metres out. 2 tackles left here for the Bulls. They're down by 2. Flanagan to Gaskell to England. England's lost the ball into a Featherstone defender. It's picked up by Chris Hankinson, and Hankinson's thrown the ball away, but it will be a first knock on, a first error from Brad England. Scrum, head and feed to Featherstone, 10 metres out from their own try line, and we'll let you know what the latest scores elsewhere are in the Championship, because at half time Barrow were leading Keighley and Whitehaven were down at home to Halifax. Lady scores, it's Keighley 14, second half fight back at Cougar Park. Keighley 14, Barrow 20. It's Sheffield 0, London 8 at half time at Olympic Legacy Park, and it's Whitehaven 4, Halifax 6, and it's still scoreless in the second half at Widnes. It's Widnes 6, Batley 4. Low scores elsewhere. You don't get that in Super League. You look at those games, everything within 6 points. Such a fantastic competitive competition. And don't forget the League One playoffs about to start. Next week we're doing the double. We're here at Odsall for the game against York, and then we're hot-footing it in an Uber to the South Leeds Stadium. Bradford back on halfway. They've conceded their first set restart of the afternoon because Gadwin Springer was being held in the tackle. So, closing moments of this game. Bradford 8, Featherstone 10. I think whatever happens here, as we see a break here from Joey Leilua, pass on the inside. That'll be the game for Featherstone. Underneath the post, Callum Aikins will cross. They've gone out and wide. And that was it. We were just going to say, whatever happens here this afternoon, you can say that the Bradford Bulls have certainly matched and pushed Featherstone Rovers all the way. But we've just seen it there in a blink of an eye. Someone's just dropped off a tackle, a lack of concentration. Joey Leilua goes around and homes in down the centre field and finds Callum Aikins in support. And Callum Aikins, the former Penrith Canberra, and Lee Half crosses for what could be the game-breaking moment here at Odsall. It'll break the Bulls' hearts. It's Bradford 8, Featherstone Rovers 14. Kick to come from underneath the post here at Odsall. Well, it has just come at a crucial period in this game. So, chance for Mark Kerala to add the extra points from in front. There's 11 minutes to go here at Odsall. Kick predictor says 100%. So from in front of the post here, in the sunshine at Odsall, Mark Kerala to crucially put Featherstone into an 8-point lead, which he does. It's Bradford 8, Featherstone Rovers 16 at Odsall. 11 minutes to go. Bradford 8, Featherstone 16. Kerala 2 from 3 this afternoon for the former Toulouse man. But Callum Aikins, he was the right man at the right time. So can the Bulls get anything back from this game? It's West Yorkshire Radio Bulls TV. Matty Wild is in there at dummy half. 20 out from his own line, gives it to Springer. Springer's brought down tackle 2. Now it's going to go with Ellis Longstaff. Longstaff's brought down, 10 shy of halfway, tackle 3. Atmosphere here at Odsall all of a sudden a little bit subdued, but that was a great try from Featherstone. Joey Leilua rolling back the ears, just going past Kieran Gill there, and Foggin Johnston And it was that lovely inside support from Callum Atkins around and underneath the post. Well, I think whatever happens here, Bradford know they've been in an arm wrestle, and certainly should Bradford and Featherstone meet in the playoffs, they will more than fancy their chances, be that at Odsall or Post Office Road. There's just a delay to the game here. Featherstone have a player down on halfway. It's Ellis Longstaff receiving some medical attention. Well, Lee Greenwood was looking for a real effort-based performance this afternoon. Players training hard during the week, responding to everything that he and Brian Noble want and ask for them, and I don't think anybody can disagree that Bradford have showed desire and that willingness to make Featherstone Rovers fight for every point out here this afternoon. Referee James Vella about to place an incident on report, something that has happened in the tackle. So he's just speaking to James Lockwood and Michael Lawrence. Featherstone will play the ball just inside the Bradford half of the field. And as we said, there's exactly 10 minutes left here at Odsall. Is the away back for the Bulls? They have to score next. They're down by 8. Featherstone on the last tackle here. Ball goes back to Chisholm. Chisholm's going to run it. Now he kicks it up to Flanagan. Puts the kick in. Targets Holmes. Holmes takes that one comfortably. And Holmes now can turn defence into attack. But look where Featherstone are wrapping up Tom Holmes. 5 metres out from his own try line after pushing him back. Featherstone just showing their class here as Arundel carries Bradford up to their own 10-metre line on tackle 2. Well, this is where a penalty or a set restart wouldn't go amiss for the Bulls as young Jaden Myers is wrapped up on tackle 3. He's crunched there by Springer and Hankinson. And Bradford now only outside their own 20 after that bulldozing run from Eben Skur on tackle number 4. And Skur's been trapped from playing the ball there as Flanagan's caught high. The officials have missed that one. Flanagan was caught high there by Manny Wildy. They're on the last tackle on halfway. They're going to run it on the power play. Gill to Johnston. Johnston kicks towards Gill. Gill knocks the ball forward. Referee says there was a forward pass somewhere in that Bradford attacking play on that left-hand touch line. And we go back to a play the ball to Featherstone. 10 shy of halfway inside the Featherstone half of the field. Well, it was certainly exciting stuff. Just watch the replay back. Kieran Gill's pass to Foggin Johnson did go a couple of metres forward. It was exciting stuff for the fans. And that's exactly what Bradford need to do here. They need to chance their arm. They need to try and do something a little bit different. Don't forget, as always, we'll have the full match debrief with Lee Greenwood on the SoundCloud page later on this evening. Bradford now having to defend and force another error from Featherstone if they can get one. There's 8 minutes to go here at Odsall, and there's 8 points the gap. It's Bradford 8, Featherstone 16. They've pushed the Rovers all the way here this afternoon. As James Lockwood runs behind Manny Wildy, the officials say play on. And they're now 25 metres out with a tackle left. Here goes Chisholm. Ball goes along the line. Hankinson wrapped up there by Myers. And they're 5 metres out now from that Bradford try line. Brad Day's in there at dummy half. He's back on for his second spell. Last tackle play from Chisholm. Featherstone, they've caught the ball, but they're wrapped up a metre out from the line. Although the referee's saying now this is the last tackle. And Featherstone, they'll get another tackle in here as the ball's being knocked on. Bradford have the ball. And it's going to be another error from Featherstone. But I'm guessing James Ford, he'll be more than happy to cough the ball up on the Bradford line. Crucially, though, for Bradford, Featherstone weren't giving him the ball back in any real haste or necessity. So, 5 minutes left here at Odsall. You suspect the game is gone. It has been a real attritional, intense, tense, compelling game of Championship Rugby League. Who knows what might have happened? Who knows what still might happen? Eben Skur still carrying Bradford forward. The 10 shy of halfway. Flanagan to Dorrow. Dorrow offloads the ball to Lawrence. Lawrence to Barriere. Barriere makes some good metres up to halfway. Featherstone are offside, so Bradford are given a penalty here. And there's a chance now for Bradford. There's 4 minutes left on the clock. It's Bradford's third penalty of the afternoon. And Tom Holmes has just drilled that ball 20 out from the Featherstone line. Arundel's already tapped it. He's gone. Arundel, 10 out. Featherstone were waiting for the whistle. They're now backed up on their own try line. Have we got a grandstand finale here at Hudsall? The Bulls have to score this set, you feel. It's 16 points to 8. They're down by 8. 4 left on the clock. Dorrow tackle 2. Held in the tackle by Lockwood. Flanagan now. It goes to Gaskell. Ball off the bootlaces of AJ Wallace, but he's lost the ball as Wallace. And the chance has gone begging there for the Bulls. That's the moment you feel that Featherstone Rovers, they will secure top spots, knowing that one more win will see all the roads to the £1 million game going through Post Office Road. 3 minutes left on the clock here. Very, very difficult to pinpoint anybody from the Bradford Bulls, because I think a lot of people have come up and shown that willingness, that desire that Lee Greenwood asked for. You know, it has been a real team performance here this afternoon. Very few players putting a foot wrong, as Featherstone are trapped on halfway on the last tackle, so Bradford will get another set of 6 here in the closing moments. Chisholm kicks towards touch. Holmes comes across, stops it from going into touch, so that will keep the clock ticking and the ball in motion. Myers behind Holmes. Out of dummy half. 20 out from his own line. That's tackle 2 though, Featherstone. They're just swarming upon these Bradford players here. There's a lot of defensive fatigue. They've really had a real battle royal, a real humdinger here as Gaskell goes for a 40-20. Is the bounce of the ball kind? No, it's not. 20-metre restart here for Featherstone. That, you feel, is the last roll of the dice from Lee Gaskell. And with 2.5 minutes left on the clock, Bradford will suffer a 3rd home defeat of the season. They will have what will probably be a must-win game against York Knights next week if they want to keep their hopes of finishing in the top 3 alive. There, of course, is the added benefit of if you miss out on 3rd and get 4th, you avoid that trip to Toulouse. A lot of if, buts and maybes. We'll certainly recap what's happened elsewhere in the league, because London and Sheffield will be still playing when we go off air, so that will have a huge implication of where London and Sheffield are in the table. But Bradford might just be still top 4 come the end of this game against Featherstone Rovers. Craig Hall's carried Featherstone up to halfway here. 2 minutes left on the clock now. Featherstone just playing down time. They know they've had to work hard, and they've been in a real battle royal against the Bradford Bulls here this afternoon at Hudsall. Skerr in defence alongside Lee Gaskell. Dorrow fronts up now in defence with Flanagan, bringing down Brad Day. He'll get to his field and he'll move it down on this left-hand side as here goes Chisholm. Chisholm to the left, to the right. Now it's going to go to Dan Smith. Smith's lost the ball. It's another Featherstone Rovers error. So Bradford will have one last chance here in the closing moments of this game. Well, James Ford might not be pleased, but 16 errors. He might be pleased with a win, but he might not be pleased with the manner of the win with those 16 errors. But I'm sure Mr. Ford, when he watches the game back, he'll just be glad to navigate this tough encounter against the Bulls. Well, the sponsors are about to give the man of the match. Eben Skerr's got it. So the Bull sponsors have given it to Eben Skerr from the scrum. Here goes Jaden Myers. Bradford given us 6 again because Gadwin Spinger came in with a flop. Well, it's probably something to ask Lee Greenwood in the post-match press conference. 6 agains on tackle 1. We know Ian Watson was very frustrated about the 6 agains in a recent game we covered a couple of Sundays back when St Helens were giving Huddersfield a lot of 6 agains early in the count. It ought to really be a penalty because, you know, a 6 again, yeah, you're wiping the tackle count clear. You're getting an extra tackle. Anyway, Jordan Lilly now towards Wallace. Wallace inside the Featherstone half of the field. This will be Bradford's last set of 6, you feel, here, because there's 60 seconds left on the clock. And AJ Wallace has come up with another error under pressure from Matty Wilde and Ellis Longstaff. So, it's almost certainly a Featherstone Rovers win here. 3rd defeat of the season at Hudsall for the Bulls. Featherstone come here just like Batley and Barrow have done. Very rare that the Bulls have suffered defeat here. but they have a very, very tough game coming up against York next Sunday against James Ford's old club, as the men from North Yorkshire, they're currently beating Swinton. They can smell blood. They can smell a playoff place. So, scrum, head and feed here to Featherstone. After the AJ Wallace error, referee has stopped the clock, so this will be the final set of 6 of the game, and we can tell you the latest scores elsewhere in the Championship with a minute or so left here. It's full time. Widnes have defeated Batley, so Batley have suffered a 6th straight defeat in the Championship, and Halifax have turned it on in the second half because it's Whitehaven 4, Halifax 30, and Keighley now leading Barrow by 26 points to 20. So we'll give you a full time debrief of all the scores, but Featherstone here just playing down time. Chisholm goes on a bit of a mazy run towards his main stand side. He's rolled over there by Jason Barriere. He'll get to his feet, will Chisholm. Gale goes in there at dummy half. 25 tries for the season now for Gale, and Gareth Gale's lost the ball under pressure there from Joe Arundel and Lee Gaskell. So a 17th error of the afternoon for Featherstone Rovers, and with literally seconds left on the clock here, it's about to blow the hooter. So full time here, Bradford Bulls 8, Featherstone Rovers 16. Featherstone Rovers clinch top spot in the Championship. Bradford suffer their first defeat in 3. They will remain in the top 4 this evening because of Sheffield and London, who are playing.